We didn't make it to the gym last night at all. I ate that Little Caesars. I chilled. We did not. It didn't happen. I took a shower, which is not where I messed up at, but I took a really like a shower. You know, you take a shower, it's like 5 minutes. This is like a 10-minute shower, which is way more than I normally do. So yeah, I'm not gonna make it to the gym. So I chilled, rested. We're going to the gym today. 12:30, we're going to the gym today. So I have been fighting, so I started editing. Like I took probably 2 hours last night and edited this video for YouTube. Like it was not, like the extensions wasn't working. I finally figured it out. I went to sleep, I woke up this morning, and I finally figured it out. So I'm actually uploading video 2 now. So I'm trying to batch a little bit so I don't have to like create, edit, and post like simultaneously. So this video just finished uploading, so that's awesome. Oh, through an error. I'm gonna try it for the 3rd time. So my plan was to basically upload this video for today. It's my 2nd off day, so this is like vlog 2 of the off days, whatever you want to call it. To upload this video, cook some breakfast, let it digest, go crush some legs. Don't need to go to the grocery store, come back. Meal prep today for the 2nd off day is gonna look like editing content, posting some content, creating some more consistency out of that. I know in the previous video I kind of stated that I felt a little depressed, still feeling some depression there, and I'm recognizing that. So I'm really just trying to like work through that by staying on my routine as much as possible. Especially since I've been off work for the past 2 weeks, it's kind of created this slow mindset where it's just like, yeah, like I'm just gonna chill. So that's what usually happens when people go on vacation. They start to get relaxed, they start kind of falling off routine, and it kind of like spirals from there. I think the last time I went to the gym was when I was in Vegas, and that was on May 5th. So that's literally 2 weeks ago. So it's a matter of recognizing that, hey, like I've been off for 2 weeks. Let's get back to the grind. Like let's just do some things to fall back into a routine, and that routine will bring you your consistency. That consistency will bring you your motivation. So have one more off day tomorrow that I start work on Wednesday. I did do a Q&A, so we'll run through some of these questions. This gym and content is gonna be like the focus, and just mentally getting prepared for the week. We got New York in like 71 days, so I'm really just counting down for that. So we're gonna rock out some egg whites, some bacon, turkey bacon. Probably make like a little sandwich or whatever. So it's turkey, bacon, cheese, and egg white, something simple. But that was like the #1 question if I was single or not. So I hope everyone got their answer, because that was just ridiculous. So we'll put some butter in the pan, let that heat up. Butter in the pan, let that heat up. Let's see what the second question was. So am I single? Yes, like whatever, we're past that. My favorite season of the year and why? Winter. I always gotta smell it like. I don't know what turkey bacon's supposed to smell like, but for me it's winter. I like the idea of being able to like kind of like layer clothing. It's one thing to be hot. I feel like I can't really dress. Like I really can't like dress like I want to in the summertime because it's just gonna be hot. I think the winter really shows you who can really dress and who can't, if you ask me. But I mean, that's just like my own like little 2 cents about that. I'd rather be cold than hot, personally. What made you want to become a digital creator? That's kind of like fan favorite. The air fryer just be doing me all kinds of ways. Just be throwing my. It was really to do something different and to really challenge myself. I have always been told like I had like this look, like I look a certain way, and because I look a certain way, I should entertain the idea of doing like content creating. So I was like, okay, like, you know, like why not? So for me, like I have always liked taking photos and like being in front of the camera. I've always enjoyed that, but I haven't really. I've always enjoyed being in front of the camera, but I never thought about actually like recording myself outside of like photos. For me, I'm really big in being like, if you're uncomfortable with doing something, then that means that you're growing in some capacity. So I know in these moments that I'm going through, like trying to like upload a simple YouTube video, like for me just trying to upload like simple YouTube videos and like master that. Plus on the flip side, like, like learning about editing and doing my own editing and like everything's like a really like a huge learning curve, and I really enjoy that. I enjoy the amount of lives I've been able to like impact. It's been very like pleasant for the most part, and it's been a very like fruitful experience. So I really like that. Just to hear like the commentary from people, from men, from women, actually take the time to actually like watch my content. That means a lot. So that kind of keeps me like motivated as well. So for me, it's just going to be a constant grind, constant effort. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of cool, like, you know, being recognized. People see you and they want to take photos and they want to do this and they want to do that. Like, this is a really surreal feeling. So I'm just here for the journey and for the growth. If I'm able to like monetize anything, of course, like cool, I'm with that. But if not, you know, I'm just happy to be doing something that makes me feel like it's like my purpose. If that makes sense. I think for so long I've been looking for a job to be like God's calling, and I feel like this is kind of like the first step for me in this journey. Who inspires you and what makes them so inspirational to you? I would say my mother. My mother is deceased, but when I was younger, I always saw that how everyone respected my mother, and how much impact that she had, like how much influence she had on people. I think over time, I just realized like as I got older, I was able to really understand what the people saw in my mom and how much influence that she had on people, and how good of a person that she was. And no matter if people were talking negative about her, positive, like she still remained the same person. Like no one was able to break her character. So I'm trying to basically mimic my mother for the most part. Such a powerful woman, like I said, rest in peace. But I think that's the person that inspires me the most. I also do have a daughter as well, so that reminds me of my mother severely. And it's kind of important also, like, not to, like, you know, let her down either, in this whole journey. Having to do right by her as well as doing right by my mom, I don't think I can really go wrong either side there. So that's the person that motivates me, kind of like, well, they motivate me the most. Favorite place to be? I assume this was like a travel type question. I just like feeling at peace. Like, pretty simple, right? Once again, cold weather, good vibes. So, I mean, I like that. Favorite place to be? I think for me, like, I'm not a big fan of like warm weather and heat and all that. So I do like the beach, but I like music festivals, concerts. Hold on, battery about to die. So, a lot of stuff happened in the past few hours. I was cooking this morning, and then like I was cooking, and then my camera said it was dying, so I went to get the cord, went to get that, turned around, then my SD card was full. Like, it was like one thing literally after another. And I've been fighting, like when I mean fighting, I've been fighting with this SD card and this external hard drive to upload this YouTube video. It took hours, but I got it done. Last time we was on here, it was 12 o'clock, so 6 hours to get this situated. 6 hours. I'm like severely behind schedule. Like when I mean like behind schedule, like I'm probably like 4 hours behind schedule. So, but I am glad that I was able to get that video posted to YouTube. So I take that as a win. The digital, why I wanted to become like an influencer or digital creator, I know I said that it's a challenge for me and I like the idea of like growing. It also occupies my mind. If you know me, you know I'm really big on peace, and it's, even though that was a very frustrating moment going through there and trying to figure out like what was going on, like it's also like peace and solitude for me because I'm like trying to figure out something. And as long as I'm mentally stimulated, like I'm content. And I was severely mentally stimulated, but actually impacting a bunch of people, like I never really thought that I would have this big of an impact. Like me going from like 100 followers to like almost 45,000. I'm at like 44,000 right now. That's a pretty big deal, like for me. And seeing that same wave and that same pattern kind of carry over to other platforms. So it's definitely nice having people reach out, being recognized, having like FaceTime conversations, Instagram conversations with random people that I don't know, and just kind of like walking them through like what I would do or what I've been through, because I've had a nice journey that some people are about to embark on. So it's a very fluid and like pleasurable experience to be able to like actually connect with people from across the world. Like it's just crazy how people from like Ecuador and like Puerto Rico and like freaking Paris, like everywhere, all these people like follow me. It's just kind of crazy. So and they look to me for some type of like inspiration. I think something that stuck to me that keeps me focused, this one guy commented and said, he is the epitome or the person that basically shows other people of color, other males, like how to live without growing up like with a father. And that kind of like stuck heavy. That was like super heavy for me. So it means a lot for sure. So that kind of keeps me going. That keeps me motivated as well. It keeps everything like 6 hours of frustration dealing with one video. Like I think it's worth it to just get something out, because you never know who like you might impact. Being an inspiration, being a role model in some capacity, like without being like an NBA player or like rapper or something like that, and just being like a normal person, like showing you that you can have nice things, you can have nice aesthetic, you can have a nice apartment, like you can do all this without doing anything that's like negative. Tips or advice for young men who are 18 and under: I would try everything. I wouldn't try to focus on one thing. I would try everything and fail on multiple levels so I can learn, so I can grow from it. I think being consistent, being intentional with your time at that young of an age is very important. I will also stay away from like girls. We do need women in our life as men, like for like our backbone, like our rib. I'm fully aligned with that. But when you're so young, 18 and under, that girl can be a huge distraction for you. And that distraction is basically going to kind of like derail you off. It's easier to focus on yourself and figure out yourself and grow and get to where you want to go, and then try to actually establish who you want to be. I think a lot of times we fall victim to getting into like a relationship of some sort. And relationships take work. Having a girlfriend takes work. That work ethic or that effort that you're going to put into her, you could be applying that to other things that's going to help you be a better basketball player, better football player, get you in college, get you a degree, get you in school, get you scholarships, like whatever. And it's just like, just stay focused. Like stay humble, stay focused, stay intentional with your time. Be consistent. Don't be scared to fail, because failure is going to actually, teach you something. It's going to help you grow tremendously. So definitely do that for sure. Another question was advice on first time living on your own. Do for yourself. When I say that, it's like if you get an apartment, like don't feel rushed. You gotta get the TV, you gotta get the couch, you gotta get this, you gotta get that. Like get one piece at a time, and don't try to keep up with the Joneses, which is like a very old saying. Live within your means. Like don't live for other people. Like don't get that car to impress other men, other women, to show them that you have money. Like get your apartment. You might not be able to get a super flashy apartment, but it's all about the steps. It's all about the journey that you take amongst like that time. So you get you a nice little apartment. It might not be as big as you want. It might not be as luxury as you want. It might not have like marble this and glass shower. But you have to know like your journey and like where you're going, right? Like you know that one day like you're gonna have that, and as long as you make the right efforts and you take the right steps, then you're gonna have that in the future. But this is just kind of like the growing pains. Like I always didn't have a nice apartment. Like I had terrible apartments as well, and I gradually worked and just basically stayed in my own lane. Like that's easy as I can say it. Like just stay in your own lane, focus on what you need to focus on, and then you can have whatever you want as long as you are consistent and you're actually putting in the work. It's very hard living on your own. I think if you are going to live on your own, you need to be prepared to be able to like mentally handle being by yourself, being within your thought. I think you really got to be like honed in like on your peace. It's hard being alone, and you're gonna want company, you're gonna want this and that. But like I said, if you're not in that space or that realm where you want to bring over a male or a female to your home or your partner, like it's gonna suck. It's just gonna be hard. Once you get used to it, like you appreciate it. And like you will appreciate if you ever live with someone and then you cascade over into you living by yourself. Like you can tell like the night and day, and then you appreciate like being by yourself, having your own stuff, like no one digging in your refrigerator, drinking like your last soda, eating your last slice of pizza. Like you don't have to kind of worry about that. Everything's like controlled. And I think that's why I like it a lot, because I have a very controlled environment. My place is junky, falls on me. If I have no food, falls on me for not going to a grocery store. It just brings more responsibility as well. I think living alone, depending who you are, can definitely build a lot of character if you ask me. Another question was, what are your goals in life? It's just being happy and just like, I don't have to have all the money. I don't have to have all the whatever. I think as long as my daughter's healthy and my father's healthy, and I'm healthy and I don't have to go without. I can go get stuff when I want it or when I need it. There's like no hiccups, no barriers there. I think that's like a goal for me. I want to grow my community, like my platform, social media. I really want to grow that. So I think over time, like that's also like a short-term goal for me. I do have another goal, which is kind of far-fetched, if you ask me, but I do want to compete in like a bodybuilding competition. I know I do have the mental toughness to handle it. I just don't know physically if my body can actually handle it, just because I have so many physical issues. Definitely get into like a bodybuilding or competing in a bodybuilding competition. I think that'd be dope. My goal is just family, be the best husband I can be the best father I can be. Definitely have a wife one day, and she's like the best form of a woman for me. That's definitely a goal that I would like. But there's like a huge list. There's a huge list of that. I think I just kind of have to take small chunks and just get small wins until I can get to that. I don't want to forward think too much. I like to forward think, but sometimes if you forward think too much, it'll kind of dictate and kind of ruin like your present space. And I don't want to ruin my present space too much, worried about something that's 15 years down the road or 10 years. Or, once again, something that I can't control and I don't know when it's going to happen or if it will happen at all. Peace out. Everyone have a good night. I don't know why I'm saying good night. No telling when you're going to be watching the video. But, yeah, that's going to wrap up the video for the night. Peace.